Hi, Marc here with RawNutrition.com. In this video, I'll be comparing the Super Angel Juicer with the Omega NC800. So these are horizontal juicers, auger juicers. This is a dual auger or twin gear, and the Omega is a single auger juicer. Both of these are relatively the same as far as speed, 80 revolutions for the Omega and 82 revolutions for the Super Angel. So the Super Angel that I have here is model 7500, also known as a Pro model in the US. Whether you get 55, 75, or 8500 models, Pro Deluxe or Supreme Deluxe, they're all the same as far as speed, 86 revolutions per minute. So roughly the same speed as a single auger juicer. The dual or twin gear juicer, basically the two gears turn together, and that's how your crushing is done. With a single auger juicer, it's just the one gear breaking down the vegetable, crushing it. The Super Angel, generally twin gears in general, get the most juice out, whether it's Super Angel, Green Star, or Green Power Kempo, or the new Omega PWN30S. They generally get more juice from the vegetables than a single auger or even than most other juicers. The Super Angel seems to excel in yield, and we'll see in this test if we really get more juice. I have 2 pounds of carrots on each side, cut. Mostly cut in halves or some quartered, so cut to fit. I'm going to review the assembly and parts with each juicer and get an idea of how the juice is made. So with the Super Angel juicer, basically it's just one part, and this is the screen assembly where everything is broken down in and the juice is pushed out. So your two gears turn towards each other. So in this first part, everything's getting broken down by the two gears. The resulting pulp comes down each side of this part. They call this the helical gear on the end. Basically, if you look at the design, what's happening here is on each side, the remaining pulp is squeezed out, the juice is squeezed out through these two. So you really have like triple action. Like I say, it's breaking down here and then here and here. You'll notice the pulp with the Super Angel juicer is much more broken down than with any other juicer. So very important when assembling this juicer for juicing to put the bowl right here. Prevents the juicer from tipping. If you don't have it, you tend to have tipping because this front part is pretty heavy. There you have it, the Super Angel juicer. And with the Omega single auger juicer, this is basically like the Omega 8006, Omega's most popular juicer. This is a step above where they've increased the feed chute size. It's a little more oval. This one here is round. I'd say in size they're really about the same. Comparing the Omega 8006 to this one, basically what it does bring in is a pulp adjusting at the end where you can squeeze out more juice, rendering the juicer a little more efficient than the 8006 in the tests that I've done. Now again, this one here with just a single auger, the vegetables come in and they are broken down and the pulp is then squeezed through here. So pretty much very similar to the 8006, and I found a little higher yield due to the larger screen surface and the ability to, with the end cap here, to squeeze that right on the end. There's a little gasket on the end of the auger end cap here, and by squeezing that tighter, you're able to squeeze out a little more juice. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started with the Super Angel juicer. So with either of these juicers, you do need to push. It's not like the new upright vertical juicers that tend to hold things in. So it goes pretty quickly if your pieces aren't too big and you don't have to have too much force to get it in. So this model juicer is the 7500, the Pro. You have the Deluxe model, which is 8500. Basically the only difference is the stainless steel is surgical grade. The juicer still has the same functions. with this juicer, you do have to put force when you're doing hard vegetables. If you're doing things like leafy greens or celery, smaller things like that, you'll find it goes right in. You just pull everything right into it, so it's pretty easy. I wouldn't normally juice just carrots, I'd be doing greens too, and celery. And with the Super Angel, you do have the fan that's going to run for a couple minutes once you're done juicing. I'll start juicing with the NC800. So I've got the adjustment all the way. So with the Super Angel, definitely there's no adjustment knob. I'm going to try to squeeze out the most juice possible. So with the Omega, I've got it set for the tightest setting, retaining the most juice. Smaller pieces are getting taken up pretty well. The others I do need to maintain a bit of pressure for the auger to pull those in. Maybe sometimes piece may stay on top there. It'll actually go in when I put in the second piece. So with the Omega, it is the NC800. There's also the NC900, which is the same juicer, just the base is chrome. So it includes all the same accessories. It's a little more expensive, really just because of the finish. There's also the NC800 HDR, which is a better version. Basically, all three juicers are the same. The fact that the number is higher does not make it any better. Maybe the most popular one is the silver colored one, the NC800 HDS. So I find I don't have to force as much as I did with the Super Angel. It just definitely won't take up the vegetable unless you push it in. These, if the pieces are small enough, they're falling right into the auger, like the screw section of the auger, and they're really getting pulled in and broken down. had a reverse function, so if ever you did have something jamming, you could reverse and forward to clear that out. So here's the results. Now this seems to be a lot more pulp with the NC800 Basic, as the pulp is more fluffy and more chunky. You'll see as we compare it here. I'll first start off comparing the yields between the two juicers. So the Super Angel is coming in at just about 20 ounces. So I would say just about 20 ounces, or really only about 18. And then with the NC800, we're unfortunately well below that. NC800 is about 16 ounces. When I say about, these are not easy to read. Let's give the best reading I can give you here. 14 ounces with the NC800. And it's above 18, so this is really 19 ounces with the Super Angel. Now, a test that I don't normally do is actually showing the pulp between, so I'm going to measure these again. Super Angel leaves practically no pulp. We're going to go through this. Okay, so here's the results in pulp, how much pulp each juicer leaves. So well, let's say there's practically no pulp, but basically they both seem to have the same amount. I'm just going to push it together into a little clump so it'll be a little easier to compare. I'd say there's pretty much about the same amount of pulp left in the juice between the two juicers. So that's not really significantly affecting the yield. Sometimes when the juicer has a lot of pulp, it'll show a higher yield, but it's because the juice is really pulpy. But pulp yield in these two is very similar. So definitely a much higher yield with the twin gear juicer, the Super Angel juicer, up to 19 ounces. Where with this one here, we're really just about 14. So nice higher yield, and you can expect that even with other fruits and vegetables that you'd be juicing. And when we compare the pulp between the two, the pulp with the Super Angel is lighter. It's much more ground fine, and that's happening in the second stage where the helical gears part, where the two gears are going separately into their own chamber with the screen around it. And it's really reducing, and this pulp is dry. There's no juice in this at all. So obviously there is juice in this pulp. It feels more moist. It's more chunky. I may not be able to squeeze any juice out. I am squeezing a few drops, starting to see through my fingers. So even if I squeeze a Super Angel, there's really no drops coming through my fingers. The main reason I can't squeeze here is this pulp is chunky. So those chunks, I can't squeeze them out. Any juice out physically, just can't do that with my fingers. So you really have to see it, have it in your hand to see the difference in the pulp. How this one is more like sawdust, like it's really broken down. And that's really the key with the Super Angel, and that's how it puts out the most juice. Well, again, this is Mark with RawNutrition.com. Be sure to subscribe to our videos here on YouTube for more product comparisons like this one and demonstrations, and check us out online at RawNutrition.com.